They better negotiate a fair deal.
Donald Trump issued a sharp new warning to Iran. Speaking to press at the White House, Trump was asked if he has any message for Iran and Iranian people. In response, Trump pressed for his usual sign a nuclear deal. Tehran's nuclear program is at the center of ongoing escalation, with both US and Iran exchanging strong war rhetoric. Referring to last month's protests, he also accused the Iranian regime of slaughtering 32,000 people. He pointed out that the Ayatollahs stopped short of hanging protesters only due to his direct threat to bomb Iran if it proceeds with the executions. Trump further criticized Iran's human rights record and expressed sympathy for the Iranian people while speaking on the Supreme Court's ruling against his tariffs agenda.
Do you have any message to the Iranian people?
The Iranian people in Iran or
Yeah,
people here?
people in Iran.
They better negotiate a fair deal. They better negotiate. You know, the people of Iran are a lot different than the leaders of Iran. And it's very, very sad situation. But 32,000 people were killed over a relatively short period of time. They were going to hang 800, 2 weeks ago, hang, some by crane. They lift them up with a tall crane, and they play them around the square. They were going to hang 837 people. And I gave them the word, if you hang one person, even one person, that you're going to be hit right then and there. I wasn't waiting 2 weeks and negotiating. And they gave up the hanging. They didn't hang 837. Supposedly, they didn't hang anybody. But no, I feel very badly for the people of Iran. They've lived in hell.
Trump's comments come amid a significant U.S. military buildup in the region. America's largest aircraft carrier, USS Gerald R. Ford, entered the Western Mediterranean. Part of the massive U.S. military buildup in the region, it is said to be the U.S. Navy's newest and most capable nuclear-powered aircraft carrier. A first carrier strike group led by the USS Abraham Lincoln already arrived in the region in January, accompanied by several guided missile destroyers. Meanwhile, Trump ups the rhetoric as both U.S. and Iran held second round of nuclear talks, brokered by Oman in Geneva on February 17. The Iranian Foreign Ministry said that there was mutual understanding on several issues that could be included in a future agreement. Washington stated that the consultations went well, but Tehran is not yet ready to accept a number of positions outlined by the White House. Earlier, on February 20th, Trump said he was considering a limited military strike to pressure Iran into a deal, without giving further details. According to the Wall Street Journal, the potential operation would stop short of a full-scale assault that could trigger a major Iranian military response. Citing people familiar with the matter, the report says the initial strikes could occur within days if approved by Trump. The proposed targets would include several military or government sites. But Iran is also sending dangerous signals. With diplomacy continuing and military forces moving into position, the standoff between Washington and Tehran appears far from over. The Middle East stands on the edge of a knife. As the United States continues a sweeping military buildup across the region, Iran is sending unmistakable signals. It is ready for war. Behind closed doors in Geneva, Iranian and U.S. negotiators sat across the table for 3.5 tense hours. Abbas Araghchi, Iran's top diplomat, spoke of guiding principles. But for the United States, there was no concession, no acknowledgement of the red lines set by President Donald Trump. Diplomacy, it seems, is teetering on the brink. According to a CNN report, the White House has been briefed. U.S. forces could be ready to strike by the weekend. Air and naval assets have surged into position in the Gulf, a shadow of war casting over the region. Meanwhile, Iran has been quietly but methodically preparing. Missile facilities shattered in last year's conflict with Israel are rising from the rubble. Satellite images of the Imam Ali missile base in Khorramabad show repairs underway, 3 structures rebuilt, others under construction. Launch silos, critical to Iran's ballistic capabilities, are being restored. At Tabriz Air Base, damaged runways and taxiways have been repaired. In the north, missile bases previously bombed are reopening. Even Hamadan Air Base in the west has been repaired, cratered runways filled, aircraft shelters reconstructed. Shakhrud, Iran's largest solid propellant missile facility, now hums with activity, potentially producing missiles faster than ever. Iran is not only rebuilding, it is fortifying. Nuclear sites, once vulnerable, are now buried under concrete and soil, hardened against airstrikes. At Pickaxe Mountain, near Natanz, fresh concrete shields tunnel entrances. At Talagan 2, a concrete sarcophagus encases the facility. And at the 7th of Tier industrial complex near Isfahan, centrifuge production structures have been rebuilt. Leadership has been reshaped for wartime readiness. Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei has strengthened the Supreme National Security Council. War veterans like Ali Shamkhani, once targeted by Israeli strikes, now lead the new Defense Council. Their mission? Prepare for the unthinkable, defend against decapitation strikes, and ensure continuity under fire. Inside Iran, dissent is also being crushed. Protests that erupted in January over economic hardship have been met with force. Thousands killed, countless more arrested. Reformists detained, accused of undermining the state. The regime moves with calculated paranoia, ensuring loyalty, obedience, and control. And on the waters of the Persian Gulf, Iran flexes its muscle. Naval drills close parts of the Strait of Hormuz. Joint exercises with Russia demonstrate the ability to disrupt global shipping. The IRGC's gunboats and drones test U.S. defenses. Every move sends a message: war will be costly. Experts warned this is not a repeat of last June. Iran has rebuilt, hardened, and prepared. Every missile, every bunker, every command post speaks a single chilling truth. Any conflict will not be swift, and the cost will be measured in lives, power, and global disruption. The question now hangs heavy in the air. Will diplomacy hold, or will the region descend into war that could change the course of history? The countdown has begun.
Jared was responsible for the Abraham Accords, which is incredible. Nobody else could have done that. A very smart guy. And we're making Jared an envoy also, envoy of peace. They're both envoys of peace. And you couldn't get too... I tell you what, I watch these two guys. I say, at least we're covered from an IQ standpoint. These two guys walk into a room. But people like them both. The war in Gaza is over. It's over. There are little flames. Hamas has been... I think they're going to give up their weapons, which is what they promised. If they don't, it'll be, they'll be harshly met, very harshly met. They don't want that. So I want to thank every nation that helped us achieve this monumental breakthrough, saving countless lives, and really bringing peace and bringing the concept of peace, because nobody thought peace in the Middle East. I've always heard peace in the Middle East is impossible, and it's turned out not to be. And we do have some work to do with Iran. They can't have a nuclear weapon. It's very simple. You can't have peace in the Middle East if they have a nuclear weapon. And they can't have a nuclear weapon. And they've been told that very strongly. And to end that, we have today, and I'm pleased to announce that Kazakhstan Azerbaijan, UAE, Morocco, Bahrain, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Uzbekistan, and Kuwait have all contributed more than $7 billion toward the relief package. That's great. Thank you, fellas. Thank you. And many more are contributing too. So the numbers are, this just started. This is our first meeting. But every dollar spent is an investment in stability and the hope of new and harmonious. It's a region that's so important. It's so vibrant. It's so incredible. The people are so incredible, but we want to have a harmonious Middle East. The Middle East is amazing. So many friends in the Middle East. They're so smart. Sometimes they're too energetic. That's the, a lot of people aren't energetic. Sometimes they're a little bit too energetic. These are great people. The world is now waiting on Hamas, and that's taking place. And it's the only thing that's right now standing in the way. We have Lebanon with certain things that we're working on that are very important. We have to solve the problem of Lebanon, but it's relatively small in terms of what's been done. I'm excited to announce that Norway has agreed to host an event bringing together the Board of Peace. Oh, I thought when I saw this note, I'm excited to announce that Norway, I thought they were going to say that they're giving me the Nobel Prize. Oh, this is less exciting. Oh, it says, I'm excited to announce that Norway, and I'm saying, oh, great, I'm getting the Nobel Prize, finally. Finally, they got it right. But I don't care. I don't care about Nobel Prize. I care about saving lives, just so you understand. We play and we all, do what we have to do. I only have one thing. I don't want to see people killed from parts of the world that are very far away from the United States. And if I have an ability to turn off wars, I want to use that ability because it's people, millions of people. It's like the Prime Minister said, 25 million people maybe. And that's a small number compared to what it could have been if you really think about it, right? No, I want to save lives, and I don't care about prizes.